that's a tremendous looking trophy.
Hello, welcome to the Platinum Solution #1 PlayStation podcast in the Oceanias. My name's Dylan Blight, and joining me, as always, Ashley Hobley.
Hey, Dylan. Excited to be here and excited there was no massive event that happened right after our podcast went out last fortnight.
So because we keep getting predictions right, my current thing for this week, nothing happens. No state of plays.
Well, we keep getting things right, so let's make some wishes.
Okay.
There's like a secret PlayStation PAX event that we'll get invited to because we're the #1 PlayStation podcast in the Oceanias. You know?
What, they just set up in a back room or something?
Yeah, like offsite, and they'll send us an email. They're like, show up here at this time.
They're like, we only invite podcasts that record every week.
Yeah. You know, we're going to show you our entire first party slate for the next 5 years.
Yeah, but you had to have made a podcast weekly.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything that would aggravate me more. All right, so state of play, of course, happened as predicted after we recorded. Let's run through that first, and then just got a little bit on Until Dawn, which is just out now, and then Death Stranding.
I got a question, though. Did you pre-order the PS5 Pro?
Oh, good point. That's another thing that's happened, hey?
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Mm-hmm.
I ended up getting it through JB Hi-Fi because the EB Games website kept crashing.
But I think there was another thing going on at the same time.
Yeah. People were trying to get on and pre-order their... But the part to me that was annoying, I'm like, the only people that can pre-order the 30th anniversary ones were the people who had the links from being level 5 members or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, who the fuck's on here like breaking the website with refreshes and, you know, like...
Impatient people.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. I tried a couple times, you know, you get it into your cart, go to check out, and then it just refresh the page, or like it kept telling me my password was wrong, and then I reset it and it's still telling me wrong. I'm like, no, you're wrong. Like it's just all this fucking shit. And eventually I gave up. I just went over to JB, clicked, brought, moved on with my life. Just I think it gets so used to just going to EB Games as the like, I want to pre-order a video game thing, EB. And I was like, why am I fucking still trying this? I just opened JB in another tab. Done. Move on. Cool. So yes, but of course none of us got the 30th anniversary thing. So
I mean, I've got a controller coming.
What'd you get?
I got the DualSense.
Okay, DualSense, right.
DualSense, but you know, if someone wants to make make it worth my while, you know, it could be yours.
So you're a scalper now.
I'm not. My heart's not 100% into getting it, but I'll buy it because
it's not that expensive, right?
No, yeah, it's like, but it doesn't matter to me that much, you know.
Okay,
it's like maybe someone's more hardcore about owning this PS1 inspired DualSense, you know.
Well, you hate PlayStation.
I do hate PlayStation.
You better start saying that for next week, I think, until Saturday at least. So.
Oh, you've got no idea, but yes.
So, get into character. All right, let's go through the state of play for September that happened. Kicked off with Astro Bot. So 5 new speedrun levels are coming to the game. The 10 new bots to rescue. And there's also a tease of free DLC coming later this year as well. Cool. There you go. Keen to do some of these levels? Or?
Yes and no. Like, as soon as that trailer played, I got like serious PTSD of like having to do those levels. You know, the obviously the really difficult shape levels, which I've seen people online and it's like, oh, they're not that difficult. Like, you know, have you never played a 3D platformer before? Fuck you. It's as simple as that. Those are difficult. We're old people now. We don't have the reflexes that we did. You know, playing. People keep bringing up Mario Sunshine. You know, you're all teens when you're playing that, or young kids. All our reflexes are gone. You know, can't do it the same way. You know, we're past our esports prime.
Definitely.
But I'm enjoying that these ones, the levels that they showed, showcase more of like the abilities that you pick up, or like the skills, that you use throughout the game, and utilizing them throughout the levels, whereas all the shapes levels were mostly run, just avoid shit.
Jump.
I mean, it's going to be even more challenging, but whatever. We'll deal with it. I'm sure online leaderboards will be fun.
Yeah.
I'll just see people's times and be like, no.
All those notifications.
That's impossible.
So-and-so's beat your time. So-and-so's beat your time.
Buddy.
So-and-so's beat your time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where do you fall on the conspiracy theory gathering that the reason Final Fantasy wasn't in the games because it's going to get its own DLC?
I think that rings true, probably. Like, the fact that there is barely any Square Enix characters amongst the Astro Bots in the game,
but there's
kind
like
of
a
points.
Buster Sword or some shit. I can't remember what it was in the claw machine. There was something. There was a weapon, I think.
Maybe. I can't remember.
Something, but there was no characters or anything. So,
yeah, the absence is very noticeable when obviously you've got all these characters who are highly linked to PlayStation. There's no Final Fantasy characters, no Kingdom Hearts characters. Although I doubt they would be able to get Taffy and Goofy in the game.
Yeah,
but maybe not. Maybe they could have. But yeah, in my mind, that kind of leans in that direction for the potential bigger DLC.
I think it makes sense. That could get announced at the Game Awards. That could be a nice announcement for there to have some PlayStation.
It's like, hey, here's your Final Fantasy-esque world, galaxy, or whatever that you need to go to. It's like a dragon shaped, or I don't know, Titan shaped.
Who would you play as if you like? You know how you play as like Kratos in the God of War level. Cloud. That's kind of boring.
Yeah, maybe they make you play as the most recent one. What's his face from 16?
Don't get me started.
Or make it Kingdom Hearts. And you just fight a bunch. You fight a bunch of the Heartless, and then you just have some random doors that you need to go through, and then there's a convoluted 30-minute cutscene, and then and then they play simple and clean. Done.
Hell yeah. I'll buy that shit.
I pay for that shit.
Yeah, I pay for that. Next game we got was the Midnight Walk. So this is from the team behind the Lost in Random, which was that EA what they call it, EA Originals. Yeah. Game. So this is both a PS5 and PSVR 2 game. It's basically like a handcrafted design. Like everything looks like it's made out of, paper
clay
or something, or clay. Yeah. Very unique design, very unique world. I love everything I saw about it. I'm just a bit confused about what the gameplay is, but that's a different thing. I think also the interesting thing for this one is there's that stage at about. I'm trying to find it so I could give the time code for anyone that wants to. I think it's towards the end of it. Yeah. All right. So about a minute into the trailer, they have a scene where it just cuts between a bunch of different areas of the game, I guess, and the character's just walking forward. And I'm like, that looks cool, but also I can see the depth of field effect if it was in VR and how that would look. Like how that would look even sort of better in VR. Not to say it's going to look bad on your TV screen, but I can see how that with the design would look and make use of VR. So it makes me wonder if this could be instead of, we're just talking about how to get more, how VR does better, maybe more of these dual games. People like, this looks cool. Like someone falls in love with this game and they're like, this game, I love it. It's so good. They play it once and then they hear someone who has the PSVR 2. They're like, oh man, the game's even better in PSVR 2. Fuck, I already love this game. Maybe I need to get a VR headset now. I don't know. What'd you think of this?
No, I thought it looked pretty good. Not my vibe, but definitely got an artistic style that is different to most games that we see regularly. Oh, it's weird because obviously we had that. What was it? Harold Halibut, which was a stop motion game as well.
Yep.
This year, but this one is a little bit more fucked up, creepier looking. Fucking candlehead dude.
So easily off-put by anything that doesn't look normal.
They've all got red eyes. It's unnatural.
Came for this. But
yeah, more PSVR 2 stuff is good for those people who own that. They're very niche audience.
Wait, maybe Batman's really good, and then everyone's like clamoring to get that ported, and that could be a.
You can only hope. It could be.
Find out soon. It's out this month. Hell is Us.
Sure is.
Next, no, huh? The next game was Hell is Us. So this I wrote. It seems like it's set in a post-apocalyptic event of some sort, and it looks like a third-person action game. It's come out in a news story since it's not a Souls-like, so it is just more like an actual action game where you're wandering around solving puzzles and stuff like that. Some event has killed the world basically. I think this looks pretty cool. I love the vibe. Very unique. There's like a lot of backstory happening with the images they're showing. Very intrigued to find out what actually happened to the world. Combat looked flashy and fast paced, sort of, I don't know, somewhere between DMC, but not quite there. Character looks like he's coming out of Death Stranding, but that's fine. Totally my vibe, definitely not yours. So what did you think?
It just looked fine. It didn't stand out too much at all. It's like, oh, okay, it's going to be one of these state of plays.
Sorry, you're 3 games in at this point. You're thinking this is going to be one of those state of plays enough.
Where it's like, there's a bunch of, mid-level titles. It's
just to clarify, cool. you had Astro Bot DLC, then you watched a new game.
I'm like, oh, they open strong, and now there's like, this is the level of game we're going to be getting.
Yeah, but then they had 2 new game reveals.
I don't know what to tell you. I'm just walking you through what my mindset was.
Yeah, I don't like your mindset. Then we got Metro Awakening VR. So this got a release date. It's coming out November 7th. This looks very good, I think, as far as VR game. Of course, the tell-alls when you play it, but I think I want to play this. I still haven't got around, and I'll get there eventually. So I did that thing where I went back and I played the first Metro, I played the second Metro, and I never got around to playing Exodus, which was my whole point of like going back. So
playing
the third one. But I like the world based on my 2 out of 3 games experience. I believe this is set before the first one, so and the first one even, so I should be fine to play it. But
sure.
Yeah, what do you think? Like, obviously not your type of game again, but like from a visuals perspective and everything, just like for a VR game.
I mean, it's easily one of the more impressive PSVR 2 titles in the works. Like, I think it's the most prominent one at the very least.
Yeah.
So
is a big IP too. Like,
it's a pretty big IP. Like, not like Batman, but still a known property that has an audience and that kind of stuff. And yeah, it seems like they're working the PSVR 2 stuff in there pretty well. So hopefully it's a big success.
Yeah, I'm looking for, like, I think the things that'll be cool is obviously you get all the creatures in the subway that will scare the shit out of you. That'll be cool. Then you'll have, I assume they'll do a moment where it's like the first time you come out of the subway and they'll get to do that whole like, fallout effect of, oh, the sun, like what the fuck, like all that sort of stuff. But then I was thinking like the other stuff that you sort of have to do in the game consistently, like the normal games, which is you got to, your torch, turning it off and on, recharging it, like how you're going to interact with those. I think you see it in the trailer at some point, like he's switching out the filter in his mask because those run out the longer you use them in the game and stuff. So all these little interactions that in the game are, of course, like a button press and just to swap it out. I assume these all be interactive things that you've got to do.
Mm-hmm. I do enjoy that the what is it? The deluxe edition gives you a special backpack.
Yeah.
But you're in first person.
Yeah. But, like, maybe you pull it off and you can, like, look at it.
If you can pull off that backpack and hold it and look at it, I will be very impressed.
Okay. There
I
has to
think
be
it's
a way
just
to
you
see
see
it.
it in the mirrors.
Well, yeah, okay, maybe that would be.
But yeah, the idea of it. You get a backpack in this VR game.
Mm.
Custom.
But
Yeah.
what sort of gear can you give in a VR game that's like
Well, they do gloves. They do gloves in that, which is
true?
You know,
Yeah, okay,
that's a very easy
that makes more
customizable
sense.
thing. You know.
So we got Arcade Chronicles. This was previously titled Arcade 2. It's an online action RPG. Raids, first person combat. It looked fine to me. Not, I'm not really intrigued, but yeah.
Yep, looked like a fantasy world with swords.
Yep, another online game.
Cool.
Power World got a trailer, which is very funny.
Wow.
It's out now on PS5. The timing was brilliant.
Yeah, you would think that maybe they would hold off, but no, fuck that lawsuit. We're going to try and get as much money out of it as we possibly can, so we can cover all our lawyers.
I suppose it doesn't mean shit to PlayStation because
You know, it's not
like,
PlayStation's problem. So
no, exactly.
Nintendo is not suing PlayStation.
No, yeah. So like, as far as the game coming out on PlayStation, and if like it's free to play, but
and we knew that we kind of knew this was likely because they made some sort of deal with Pocket Pair, I believe, on either developing further Power World stuff or things like that. I believe so. Not very surprising, but yeah, just the timing with the lawsuit coming out is very interesting.
It was very funny when it popped off to me. So. Then we got Luna Remastered Collection. So this adds updated pixel art, HD animation, and cutscenes, English voice acting, and the ability to pick between having those upgrades or not. It contains Luna Silver Star Story and Luna 2 Eternal Blue, and it's set to release in 2025. Got to be honest, never heard of these games.
No. I mean, they just look like any other Japanese turn-based game from that era, other than, you know, they do seem to have pretty comprehensive cutscenes, which, you know, I think would be pretty uncommon for the time.
I mean, every time I watched, because like all the Japanese RPGs, like as I think I've talked about before, I was obsessed like when I was younger and like printing out Wikipedia pages and all this sort of shit. Like in a world where I wasn't as busy, I guarantee any of these things that pop up between this and Dragon Age, this is all I'd probably play. Like, I'm like, this is my shit. So cool, another game, especially with the Portal. I'm like, cool, that's a Portal game.
Yeah,
I'm set. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge is getting a DLC. Radical Reptiles, adding Mona Lisa and Mondo Gecko to the game. It's out now.
Mondo Gecko.
Go off.
He doesn't look like Paul Rudd's character from Mutant Mayhem at all.
No, it doesn't actually. Sonic Cross Shadow Generations will receive a Sonic the 3 movie pack on December 12th to time with the release of the film.
See, it was funny because I obviously know nothing about the Sonic the Hedgehog video or Sonic Shadow video games. So when that trailer started playing, like, wow, they really recreated the video game in the movie. You know, they like 1-to-1. It's freaking impressive.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, it was a movie tie.
It's a movie tie. Yeah.
And they've got Keanu to voice Shadow in the game. You know, so
I was like, I wondered. So after the show finished, I was like, do people care about stuff like this? So I just Googled like, because I know that like I assume that everything has a niche fan base, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's and those people are usually like live streaming, reacting on their particular YouTube channels or Twitches or something. There's always someone loving something somewhere or hating on something somewhere, right? So I Googled
mostly the latter, unfortunately.
Yeah. So after the show, I think it was like half an hour. So I was like working for a news piece on the day this happened, and then I Googled it and just went to the first like live stream reaction, and it was a dude that was like, "Oh my god, oh my son actually is having." I was like, "All right, well, I guess." Yeah.
Cool.
Fan base likes news. I know. Just made me wonder, is this like, because I was thinking like, is this the sort of thing where they're like, stop putting your movie bullshit in our proper Sonic games, you know? But no, apparently it's fine. Good for them.
Yeah.
Fantasian Neo Dimension got a release date. It's coming out December 5th now. This is again the game that was previously on Apple Arcade. Going to be able to play it properly on consoles. Dragon Age: The Veilguard got a too long trailer in my in my opinion. But it showed off a battle versus an ice dragon, and then combat, and basically showed how this game's combat works with more fast-paced third-person combat in combination with tactically choosing what spells and giving your orders to your companions and stuff like that. What do you think?
Yeah, looks good. I think we're all pretty sold on picking up Dragon Age, so this didn't move the needle a lot, but cool. Probably maybe a little bit too long, but
it just felt weird in the pacing of the show.
In the pacing, yeah.
But no, look cool. I was trying to look cool. Alan Wake 2 got the Lake House DLC, the final expansion pack for the Alan Wake 2, will arrive at some point in October. They didn't give a release date. And the trailer showed nothing. It was just people talking in the background. But we know that, like, the DLC is basically there's some facility at the Lake House, which is a location. You can see it in the game, like where it would be. Like it's a closed gate in the main game. And basically that the FBC has a base of some sort set up there. So that's what it's going to be. Now they said since the get-go this is the main, chunky expansion, whereas the last one they put out was just a bit more fun.
That's short stories,
So this is the main one. Excited.
Mm-hmm.
Then we got Hitman World of Assassination coming to PSVR 2 this December. So this is you are the Hitman.
Wasn't the latest Hitman in VR as well?
Well, they had a VR mode thing or whatever.
Okay, yeah.
But I think
really they extended on that and probably pulled a bunch of hits from the other games.
Yeah, so again, not knowing enough, I just Googled to see what, and from my reading, people were saying that the old one didn't have enough like interactivity, and it didn't there was a bunch of things that you couldn't do, and didn't make it feel as more.
You couldn't stick poison on a pizza and then give the pizza to.
Yeah, more of that actual Hitman stuff. So this looked good though.
Yeah,
cool.
Again, Hitman reasonably big property. I'm excited to see what ridiculousness people do.
Seems like you could play this super serious if you wanted to, and like and try and embody the proper assassin, or you could play it like you can the real game, just do silly things like you're saying.
Yeah.
Poison the pizza and stuff. So, I mean, there's a part in the trailer where my dude blocks a bullet with a frying pan. So,
yeah, so anything's possible.
Anything's possible. Then, of course, we got the Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver 1 and 2 remaster.
Never heard of them.
Never heard of them. Comes out December 10th. If you want to hear more thoughts on that, Kieran talked about it on Arcade Couch 2 weeks ago. Well, at this point, not the episode that came out this Monday, but the Monday before, because anyway, they fucked us. But yes, he's keen for that. He's been wanting these games to get remastered remakes for a long time. So, I'm keen to check it out as well. So, then we got Fear the Spotlight. So this is the first game coming from Blumhouse Games. New short teaser for that. The release date is now October 22nd. This is the one that's going for that sort of throwbacky PS1 art style. Looks similar to that game that came out, I don't know if it was this year or last year, Crow Country, I think, or something like that. Where it had that PS1 inspired dish.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Polygony art style and stuff, and that did well. King Fist, and also this has to be good. Well, it doesn't have to be good, but you would hope that the first game from a new publishing label is good.
Just setting the tone.
Yeah, setting the tone. But although we already know that all the games that Blumhouse has announced for their publishing label, they're all very different. They're not so. It's not like which is good because similar to their movies, it's not like they're like this is our thing, our style. We're only doing this sort of stuff. So that's cool. Then we got Towers of Aghasaba. Aghasaba.
I don't know.
I'm trying, man. It's coming out in November. It's console exclusive for PlayStation.
This is the one that has dinosaur-like creatures in it.
Yep.
But not
dinosaurs. It's got a bunch of different types of creatures. Some look cute. Some look scary.
Yeah.
Fly around the world.
Some look weird.
In the sky. Yeah. I don't really know what it's like. I think it's just like from mine, it's just like a survivalish sort of game. I think, you upgrade shit, fight monsters, go along, talk to people, do things. The world looks pretty cool and everything. I'm like, it's the with the story or the world. Is it world as interesting as it looks? I guess is my question. Then we got Lego Fortnite's getting split screen mode coming. That's pretty cool. I thought, like, obviously not a new concept, but adding that in for the Lego Fortnite mode for the kiddies, good for them. And then a limited edition DualSense controller is coming later this year. Fortnite controller. It's got a bunch of stickers on it and stuff. I assume that sells out. What do you want for Christmas, Johnny? I want the Fortnite controller. Yeah, good for you.
It is pretty ugly.
What are you talking about? It's got a banana and a fish on it.
Yeah. There's just too much going on, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, it's got all this stuff. You won't be able to tell which is the buttons and which is just a sticker.
Luckily, real gamers don't need to look down at the controllers. They just know where the buttons are.
But only little kids are the ones who are going to buy this. You're going to want this, so, you know, they're going to have difficulties. Pretty rough.
Pretty rough. I think that'll be okay. Dynasty Warriors Origins. This game comes out January 17th. Looks like Dynasty Origins. Looks like a Dynasty Warriors game.
Just like Dynasty Warriors. Yeah.
There's thousands of enemies on the screen, and you're fucking hitting them.
You've got a sword, swinging it around.
Yep.
That's about it.
Go off. Monster Hunter Wilds got a release date, finally. February 28th. That's when we can all look forward to diving into that. New trailer. This is a pretty serious trailer, actually. It starts with, like, kids and trauma and all sorts of stuff. Yeah, continues to look good. What do you reckon, February for this? Well, I guess March. It's February 28th.
Yeah, March. Yeah.
You reckon it's a good time?
Sure.
Gonna play it?
Probably not.
Yeah, right. Then we got Lego Horizon Adventures new trailer. Yep, it looks both like a Horizon game and a Lego game, which is, I guess, the big.
Yeah.
The weirdest thing is that you're playing through the story of the first game, which in the Lego, which again, that's what Lego games do. They recreate the story of properties. They do, but it's like you're playing through the story of the first game while also they're re-releasing it, and they announce a remaster after this. It's just weird. I think it looks good. I enjoy the silly costumes, like seeing Aloy in a Sackboy costume. I don't know, that tickles my fancy.
Yeah, I'm keen. It's just weird enough to be very interesting. You know what I mean? It's like, why is this? There's a roller coaster there for some reason.
Fucking yeah.
Why not?
Looks like fun.
Yeah.
But then we got the official announcement of the leaked Horizon Zero Dawn remaster. Re-recorded over 10 hours of conversations. They're updating the visual quality to bring it to the same level as the sequel. It's going to release on October 31st. If you own the game, you can upgrade it, the PS4 version, for $9.99 USD.
And that includes if you got it during they did that COVID giveaway.
Yeah.
So if you got the game during that, like, you know,
yeah,
you should just pay the $10. You know,
or
if you played it.
Is it worth upgrading at all? Like,
no, you should give the company the $10 for giving you that game for free.
What do you reckon about this?
It's fine. You know, I've got no problem. You know, I'm sure, like, especially with the third game eventually coming out, they want to kind of have them streamlined. You know, and then if people want to go back and play all the games before they prepare for that one, you know, have it looking the same, like consistency and that kind of thing. I'm sure there was an element of, we've got a TV show coming up that we're hoping will be a success, you know. But obviously that fell through, but, you know, I'm sure this is coming to PC.
It is, yeah.
Not too far after, so, you know, why not? Yeah.
I think
smart business decision.
I think we talked about it before, where I was like, I don't really care because I don't really care to buy it or anything like that. And you know, like if you want to play it and buy it, cool, whatever. I do think there's an element of, like, it's very Lucasy in that It's like just because we can, should we? And it's just that like element of, because I could see it between what they continue to do with like these games and like The Last of Us, and they'll probably continue to do. I assume they're like making a new game, and then they look back or see footage, or someone like open Twitter and someone shared footage of like their old thing, and they're like, oh man, I really wish we knew how to do insert technology or whatever, like, and make it, this hurts my feelings. It's the same as like George Lucas looking back on older Star Wars films with newer technologies and being like, oh man, I should go back and fix those because I need all of them to have the same quality now. And the question is always, just because he could, just because they can, should they? I guess it's their thing. They can do whatever they want. Stellar Blade is getting a crossover with Near Automata. So some costumes and stuff like that. Photo mode's also coming to the game. Original soundtrack's now up on streaming services if you would like to bang out to tunes. DualSense colors and faceplates, Indio, Pearl, and Teal DualSense colors and faceplates are coming later this year. Pre-orders start in October. I know, purple one looks good. The Pearl, the Indigo one, sorry, looks kind of cool. And then PS5 Pro, some more games got added to the PS5 Pro Enchanted tag thing at launch. Enhanced. Stellar Blade, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, F124, Metal Gear Solid Delta, Snake Eater, Resident Evil Village, Resident Evil 4, and Dragon Age: The Veilguard. How have you felt about the PS5 Pro
messaging in the weeks after?
Well, yeah, just the general, like as weeks continue.
It's like we continue
Especially
to be right.
People played it. People have now played it at TGS last week.
We continue to be proven right that this is a device that people actually want, and obviously, it does the job of getting as close to a high-end PC graphically as you can on a console for probably the price that they were willing to spend. But yeah, it's definitely high-end stuff that people don't really need if they're happy with what they're getting from their PS5 currently.
Digital Foundry's article, video, and everything that they did after playing it, they were very much like, this is good shit. The technology's great. All these, so. I think there's like some games that they talked about how some games are like, a little bit of improvement. This is the like most people won't notice who really cares basket. And then I remember some of the games they were talking about, they were like, this is the ones we're talking about. Interestingly, a lot of racing ones, they were speaking very positively about, Gran Turismo. F124 apparently looks stunning and plays at a really high rate and everything like that. Final Fantasy is the one that people keep calling out. The fact that, because I, like most people, played that game on the performance mode because I didn't like it, made the game look like shit, but I didn't want to play it at 30 frames per second, and having the best of both worlds now is good. So yeah. And then the show ended with the reveal of Ghost of Tsushima's follow-up, which is called Ghost of Yotei. The internet loved it. There's been no complaints. Everyone was said, we love that game that Sucker Punch did.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all about this brand new one. Pre-order now.
No negativity.
No negativity.
It's crazy.
All. I love the trailer. It was like, just from the second it started, I was like, oh, Ghost. Like, because it starts in black and white and everything. It's like very obvious to tell. Like, at least I thought it was obvious, like where we're going. And then it was you don't realize it's a new character until like halfway through the trailer. Up until that point, I was just still assuming it's Ghost of Tsushima 2 or whatever the hell we're doing. But no, it's you're playing as a new ghost named Tatsu. It is set 300 years, so it's set in 1603, around 300 years later after the events of Ghost of Tsushima. Mm-hmm. So, what did you think of the reveal trailer for the Ghost of Yotei?
Very excited. Obviously loved Ghost of Tsushima, so a new game by the team in that style and world is very exciting, you know. I guess it's just exciting that we've got something else to talk about on this podcast. You know, like finally another first party game confirmed.
Finally a first party Sony game.
You know, so that's exciting. And then, you know, obviously, despite what we said, there's a little bit of division about obviously a new title.
Oh,
new
I'm sorry.
character.
Just to clarify, that was all sarcasm.
You know,
for those people that cannot understand my sarcasm on this podcast yet, that was sarcasm.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, it's been interesting to like hear what their thought process post that trailer. Of like wanting to go in with no strings attached and no things that they needed to do. They could be very open. They could ever change the playstyle up a little bit where they're hoping there's not going to be so much repetition and that kind of stuff. Yeah, really excited. You know, I don't feel like Jin's story needed another chapter. You know?
I don't think it needed another chapter either.
I mean, it did. If they wanted to, there was the option there, but you know, I feel like it felt very self-contained, complete.
I mean, I think when
they got rid of all them out of
and,
Tsushima,
yeah.
so
yeah, because like when we talked about it and was like theorizing what the sequel could be, like it's theorizing what the sequel could be, but also like it doesn't really make sense for his character, which is I think we were set on this. Like they talk about how, you know, the Mongolian army's gone wherever they went. It's like, okay, well I guess Jin chases them. But then it's like, well, for his character, does that really make sense? Because his whole
there was either two options. He chases them, or the story is about how the Emperor wants to take down the Ghost of Tsushima because of his inhonorable
but
tactics.
In reality, the Emperor would just be like old samurai, like old ghost samurai, whatever you want to call it. Like, you know, they're bad because he doesn't know who the fuck the Ghost of Tsushima is, and also the ghost could have been multiple people for all he knows. So if you make a sequel 300 years later, where like people like this are viewed as, you know, like the trailer is very westerny, in its tone and everything, leaning a bit.
But you know, westerns are just samurai movies,
exactly.
By Americans.
Yes. So I think that that's, you know, the outlaw, the ruled outlaw, you know, I think it all makes perfect sense. So it's people crying about they want more Jin story. It's like, just stop and think about it, because Jin story actually finished, and all of that stuff, including us, like theorizing where the story could go, it wouldn't have made sense. Now, I would have played
They could have done it, but that's not what they wanted to do. So
it didn't make sense for his character either, really, because his whole thing was protecting his home, his island, which he did.
Well, I feel like at the end of he got banished. So, you know, what's he do after that? You know,
well, it depends on what ending you got as well. You can play it super ghosty. You can play it super, like, is your Jin more?
I don't think that changes it at all.
It could.
I don't think it did. There was a definitive choice to make it into the game.
Yeah, I guess so.
But other than that, you know.
And I mean, the rest of the complaints about the game are just, it's all like, let's be real, it's just sexism. There's no if, buts, and anything about it. Like,
it's sexism and a lot of calling Erika Ishii's character into question.
Yeah, which is, because start with the main thing, which is, meh. I think that was like, meh. Well, I saw the Asmongold video. Literally watches the trailer and goes, sorry, let me fucking sorry, I accidentally smelt myself. Can I play as a dude? Like, what do you like? That's the fucking, like, that's the internet, the reaction to this. And then it's like, they're fucking making it female because it's woke. There's no female samurais. Says the guy who says he loved the first game and didn't remember any of the main fucking characters that were female samurais. What are you talking about? Insane. Yeah, absolutely insane.
These are all the people who were like super on board with Stellar Blade earlier this year and like, fuck yeah,
but
these
Stellar
are the
Blade
female protagonists
because,
characters.
Yeah, Stellar Blade is okay because she's a hyper-sexualized character. Yeah. But yes, seeing all that, I was like, okay, here we go. But, you know.
Do you want to know what the dumbest thing?
Sure. What's the dumbest thing you've said?
The dumbest thing, Erika Ishii is, you know, anti-cop, or like you know,
Oh,
and they
right, I
get
did
cop
see this.
violence.
Yeah.
And they're like, she can't play a samurai. Samurai were the cops of their era. Fucking stupid.
Highly historically inaccurate, but for sure. Whatever.
Yeah.
No, I think also like Erika Ishii, been following them for years.
Mhm.
Obviously, they're in a lot of stuff that we watch, and have watched for a very long time. Remember, what's the character's name? The Apex Legends character that they voiced. That was like, I think that at a certain point that was like
Valkyrie?
the biggest announcement. Yeah, Valkyrie. That was like one of the biggest characters they were playing. And then, you know, this is obviously the new thing. But yeah, I mean, so that's, I mean, there's a fan base there, but also the thing of like, you can't have someone who's woke play a video game character. Like, ugh.
So stupid.
Just stay in your room, you fucking insults. Like, I don't know. Like, anyway, I'm excited for the game.
I will say it was interesting to see someone put like a graphic of all these franchise titles that have moved female protagonists into the games, like Last of Us. Obviously, Ratchet and Clank had you play as a female protagonist. You know, Ghosts, and I'm fine with it. I think it's fun and adds to that diversity, but I'm sure there's also an element of marketing wise them realizing female gamers are a large audience who have not been catered to, and you know, maybe they would like to play as female characters. And
it's also, I think the other thing that people forget is we only had dudes in video games for most, like 90% of games, 99% of games, right, were only dudes for like 20, 30 years of the industry, however long, right? So, and then people like to pull out like, yeah, but here's these 10 games that had females, you know, like, so, problem solved. Let's go back to dudes for another 20 years. Like, it's like, what are you talking
White
about?
dudes specifically,
yeah. So it's just, and I think it's just like, there was no female samurais. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Did you play the game? And you know what? Maybe they didn't, because there was a lot of, and that's the thing, you can't fall on for their trick, because a lot of them will, you know, get up in arms and be like, I'm a huge fan of the first game, but there was no female samurai. It's like, they probably have fucking played the first game. They're just playing the bit. They're just playing the bit.
You
know, rage bait. What do they call it? I don't know. The biggest grifting. You know, the grifting, right? Which of course, the biggest example for people who don't know what I'm talking about, unrelated video games, but there's that Star Wars YouTuber who just hates on everything, right? Biggest grifter of all. There is videos of
there's a lot of theories about him. Yeah.
Well, there's videos of him being like, I like the Rise of Skywalker. I like the Last Jedi. And then when the audience that he turned and he could get more views by playing to that crowd, suddenly he deleted those videos and was like, these are the worst movies everywhere. They turned and woke, blah, 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 blah. Like, so that's, Anyway, yeah, excited. Looking forward to, I don't know if we'll find out anything more this year. I would expect it early next year. Maybe we'll find out more, but I don't think we'll see.
Did they put 2025 on it, right?
Yeah, 2025 is the release date. But I mean, I just don't know if we'll get like do you reckon we'll get like a Game Awards trailer or something? Or
I would assume so.
You reckon?
Maybe like a proper character introduction trailer or something like that.
I feel like I'd like some gameplay
like a quarter.
Yeah.
Go.
Remember the first the big gameplay video they did? I think it was like Sony's last E3 where they moved them around all those different houses and stuff, and they had the big they had that samurai versus samurai battle in the house that was burning and shit like that. That was an epic trailer. It was good shit.
It was. We didn't know how good we had it.
Yeah. The good times.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Final two stories. That's the state. I mean, just quickly. So, what you obviously not a lot in there for you. So
no, I think it was fine as a state of play. Obviously, strong opening, strong ending. But yeah, for something labeled as a state of play, I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, I really liked it. But obviously, I think a lot more of I had a few more games in there ticking my boxes than they would have been ticking yours. So, all right, two stories from you, gamer. Until Dawn remake leak points to potential sequel. So Until Dawn's remake is out now. However, this was written before it came out. But anyway, however, some have already managed to get their hands on the game prior to its official launch date, as new information as remake has started to make rounds online. This includes a new ending, which points to the potential sequel. There are spoilers for Until Dawn below, but I don't care because the game came out fucking 10 years ago. The new ending was uploaded to Until Dawn Reddit feed by Krollplays. This footage, which is still live at the time of writing, reveals 2 post-credit scenes, each providing an idea of where the story of these poor, unfortunate teens could go next. The first scene is of Josh, who's played by Rami Malek. In the original Until Dawn release, Josh's character can either die or, in a post-credit scene, be found transformed into one of the game's feral and cannibalistic creatures known as a Wendigo. The new ending, however, changes Josh's fate and reveals he survived his encounter with the Wendigo. While clearly not in a good way, he is still human. As the scene pans to Josh's cowering figure, a voiceover from Dr. Hill talks about the teen finding some kind of redemption, suggesting he could eventually make his way out of the mines. The second post-credit scene, meanwhile, shows Hayden Panettaria's Sam, who's in LA several years after the event of Until Dawn's narrative. Her bedside table is shown to be covered in pill bottles, suggesting she is suffering from PTSD. She also has a book on her bed titled Creatures, Myths of the Great Plains. When Sam's alarm goes off at 6 a.m., she goes to cancel the alert only to discover blood trickling down her arm. She is unable to stem the flow of blood, which is coming from a wound on her forearm. Then an eerie voice is heard calling her name, making her jump. It seems both Sam's wound and the voice could be hallucination. What could it all mean? Obviously not really something you care about, but do you reckon they're just reading between the lines, them going in and you know, adding these new things and changing post-credit scenes to keep characters alive? I mean, obviously, that I think to me that points to signs of them setting the places for a sequel. Is that what do you reckon? Or
I mean, potentially, you know, like a way to garner more interest, and like obviously they'll see what the sales numbers are like for this and that. So, but yeah, I'd be intrigued, like how they. I guess they don't have any lines in these 2 cutscenes, right? So,
well, I haven't watched it, to be honest. So,
but the way it's described is, it doesn't sound like they need to talk at any point during these cutscenes. Because I doubt they would have got Hayden Panettiere and Rami Malek back, you know.
Well, they had Dr. Hill definitely has voice. So that's what's his face?
Peter Stormare, he'll come back and do anything.
But didn't they? But here's the thing: didn't they say they re-recorded a lot of the lines anyway?
I can't
part of
remember.
the remake. I think that was part of the thing. I think they re-recorded some lines and stuff. Yeah, so I don't know. Like if they got him in to record some stuff and then recorded some new lines at the same time, then maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
That'd make more sense. I also think that. Also, how dare you say that about Peter Stormare? Like he's a profound actor.
He's a good dude, but he's willing to do anything.
Well, you know, he's just as long as he's paid.
Yeah. His IMDb is extensive.
It is. His IMDb is indeed extensive. I'm trying to find if it says unlock frame rate. No, re-record. No, I don't know. Fuck knows. Maybe I'm off my rocket. I think it's doing a sequel would be more smart because they tried to go off and do obviously all these other games, but the Until Dawn as a name just I think carries like a lot more weight. Is the thing.
You think Massive is going to come back and do Until Dawn
Massive?
Something? Supermassive?
They could. Why not? There's no reason they can't.
You know, I don't know how involved they are in this remaster, you know.
Yeah, I mean, or maybe, you know, just maybe another studio does it. And PlayStation's like, fuck it. We just want to, we own IP. We're doing what we want. So, I mean, if they have Rami Malek and Hayden Panettiere come back and do the game, that's all they need to. That's all they need to do, and that game sells.
It's also weird because obviously that game has like multiple endings depending on how you play it. So like,
yeah, you have to pick.
You have to pick a canon ending, you know, which would be the one where they both survive.
Yeah, that's the canon ending. It's been funny sort of watching some of the games. I've heard it like was having issues on launch, technical issues and stuff, but then I've seen lots of actual reviews come out now. People are saying that so maybe it was just on launch day thing. I don't know, but I've seen some clips of already people playing the game who haven't played it before. PC people because they, PC streamers. And I saw a clip of someone like where he got the ending where he just blew up and burnt everyone right at the end of the game. He was freaking out. So stuff like that's quite funny to me. Where he, made the wrong choice and just blows up the entire house and he's just going, no. It's like, yeah, too late now, dude. Restart the game, I guess. Like, the shit's over. Yeah, funny to me. Funny. All right, so Death Stranding 2 release date won't be revealed until some point next year. Right, your game as well. Final story for the week. Hideo Kojima has says he knows Death Stranding 2's release date, but quote unquote unforeseen circumstances prevent him from sharing the date further. Talking at Tokyo Game Show, Kojima said that while he and his team are working in preparation for the release date, he could not confirm it until some point next year. As yet, there's no official English language version of the presentation of 2GS special stage, but the Japanese live stream is available to watch. So he said, quote, I haven't said the release date today, but the release date has already been decided, and I'm currently working on in preparation for that. Since we are talking about 2025, it will be released next year. So we'll announce it at some point next year, but due to unforeseen circumstances, we cannot announce it today. What do you reckon unforeseen circumstances would prevent someone from saying a release date? What are those unforeseen circumstances?
NDA.
I mean, that would be a foreseen circumstance because you signed something, but
he misplaced his calendar.
Yeah, maybe. Could be true. Did you see anything from the TGS Death Stranding?
I saw that they've got a photo mode where it just seems like, Lucido, Elle Fanning, and whoever the other girl were just standing around in a room just posing for a couple of hours.
Yep. It looks pretty funny to me. I just like that Kojima picks the most random shit and just goes like, oh, I better turn that to a fully, let's make that a
full mode.
Full mode.
Let's put a lot of effort into this one thing.
Games have lots of photo modes, but no one's captured a photo mode properly yet before.
No.
Let's make the characters.
Our photo mode needs to be a full photo shoot.
Yep. All about it. Looks fun. Yeah. Obviously, this is going to be one of my most anticipated games next year. So, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. What the fuck would be stopping it? I don't know. Weird. Hey. Anyway. He's like, I need this one song in the trailer until it's cleared. I can't announce it. That's it.
Maybe. There's a fair chance.
That's actually like.
That might be the most legitimate reason.
He is someone who would be like, I need this song. And if it was like, well, they don't want to. No.
They haven't
cancel the game.
They haven't let us yet. Yeah. Yep. We'll wait.
That'll be very funny to me if I was right. But also I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense. For Kojima, that makes sense. All right, that'll do it for this week's episode of Platinum Explosion. Of course, we'll be back in a couple weeks for more stuff. I don't expect anything crazy to happen, honestly, but, stop is my answer. Thank you very much for listening. If you want to catch everything that we're doing and going along with at PAX, of course, we'll have an episode of Explosion Network up latest early next week or whenever the hell that drops, live from the noisiest place at the show. And we'll have a bunch of content up on explosionnetwork.com as well, so check all that out. But yes, we will be at PAX this week. PlayStation's not there as far as we're aware, unless Ash is right. Hidden away in a secret room announcing their full slate or whatever the hell you reckon.
Yeah, sure. It's possible.
It's possible. Yeah, anything's possible, I guess. Anything is possible. But we'll see you there. Until next week. Oh, no, sorry. Next fortnight. Fucking whatever. How do I end the show? Every show counts. Bye.